I was little, my father was famous. He was the greatest samurai in the empire, and he was the shogun's decapitator. He cut off the heads of 131 lords. It was a bad time for the empire. The shogun just stayed inside his castle, and he never came out. People said his brain was infected by devils. My father would come home, he would forget about the killings. He wasn't scared of the shogun, but the shogun was scared of him.
Maybe that was the problem.
Then, one night, the shogun sent his ninja spies to our house.
Alright.
They were supposed to kill my father.
It's Manny here, everyone.
But they didn't.
1000Ronin.
That was
back.
the night everything
changed. Alright. Like I just said, best way I could think of to bring 1000Ronin back to you guys is Manny. It's, play the Jizza, the genius. As you can tell, I'm excited to be back with you guys. I know it's been a long time, long. Last time I saw you was spoke to you was July 2016. Now it's been, what can I say, a year and a half, 6 months. Since then, now it's January 28 in, but we're gonna be back. We're gonna be better. Like sandals. Alright, get some belt down. I represent from midnight to high noon. Bombs. What can I say, man? I missed you. 1000Ronin's back. I know I left you with 3 great episodes. We dropped those gems with my main man Mark. I left it out there for the universe. There were like 3 supernovas that blew up. And then total silence, It was like a natural phenomenon. A scientific miracle. A universal occurrence. But that's all in the past. Now we're back for some raw, for that good raw stuff, I'm not talking about stuff, I'm talking about podcasts, Go out, run down the street, remember to put on a shirt, shout at the top of your lungs that 1000Ronin's back. Go tell your mom, tell your auntie, tell your crazy neighbor Rick, tell everyone. Alright. Yeah, channels. Alright. As you can tell, I'm excited to be back. Manny here. I hope everyone's been doing well. I know most of you knew the podcast was going to be back. I know you're trying to send me the messages, through the mind, through the universal, what can I call it? The universal, through the, how can I call it? Through the membrane of the universe, I don't have the exact word for it, the scientific term, but I don't think there's a scientific term. The mind message. You guys had the faith that 1000Ronin will be back. I know it's been a while. I took my time. Went out training to to the Mountain of the Moons in East Africa. 1000Ronin, we took your time. You know, I recommend that if you're feeling down. You know, if you wanna, you know, if things are getting too heated, you should take your time and go somewhere new, experience some new stuff. You know, listen to some new things, eat some new food, try and learn a new language, drink some new drinks, and then come back refreshed. That's how I feel right now. I feel refreshed. I feel fresh, you know. I feel like someone's breath after you've used some Listerine. I feel refreshed. Anyway, yeah, me and my mate, I did some training. You know, I worked on my sword style, my cultivation, gained a level. Now I'm back with you guys. Quite a lot has happened, you know, so now you may ask me, what are the mountains of the moons? Well, I'm sure most of you know, because I have 1000Ronin B. You know, if you're the Dora the Explorer type, if you like to watch Indiana Jones, you know, if you like to watch the nature shows with the monkeys and the lions, you may know what it is. But for those that don't know, it's the mountains that are the source of the river Nile, the source of life. Apparent, as they say, it might not be the source of the life, but it's definitely the source of the Nile. Nah, so me and my Ronin, we went up there, you know, because the Mountain of Moons, the essence, there's a thick essence of life, you know, there's a thick key, there's a thick essence of life, thick essence of the world, and a lot of spiritual energy. Like spiritual energy, that's what we're going to call it, spiritual energy. And a lot of essence of the life, like the essence of, you know, the essence of the earth, the essence of the sun, the essence of the stars. You know, everything has essence, the essence. So it was a perfect place to go, get away, and to train my sword style, make it sharper, sharp, razor sharp. Great place to train my body, you know, make my body strong, make it a strong body, you know, strong like wood, strong like iron, to make my blood strong, you know, to make the blood strong, like mercury, strong like liquid gold, to make my bones strong, you know, my bones strong like steel, to make my skin strong, you know, skin strong like gold, Yeah, so that's the amount of the moons, you know. It's like the easiest way for me to explain it. It's different from the city. It's not stale, you know. The air's fresh. There's no staleness there. You can be in touch with all the essences there. Because in the city, everything's blocked. So you have to travel to the mountains. Anyway, enough of that. Me and my Ronin friend. So we went up there and we had to join. How can I say it? It wasn't. We had to join. Give me a second. We had to join a creed. You know what I'm saying? It was like a school. We had to join a school. That's it. A school that taught you about the essence of life. Now you can't just join the school. You have to. We needed to pass some tests. But these tests were secret, you know. Now they're not so secret. Actually, they weren't so secret tests. What it was, yeah, as long as you find the school, you're able to join the school. So the test was finding the school. Now the school was called the Wakuka Ke School. Hopefully I'm saying it right. The Wakuka Ke School. It started off, you know, as outer school scholars. Now, when we got inducted into the Wakake school, inducted in by our senior sister, Bikeku. Now, when I first saw eyes on her, when I first saw her, I couldn't describe it. Like, you know, when you see something otherworldly, that's not the word, something angelic. Let's just say she was like the most perfect woman I'd ever seen. Me and my Ronin agreed. Like, she had a caramel complexion. She didn't really. How do I say it? Yeah, she had a celestial being about her. She was radiant. She had like caramel complexion. Well, not caramel, like, you know when you open a Mars bar? Like, she had the complexion of a Mars bar. Like, and she looked just as delicious. And she had, her hair was half braids, half afro. So when I saw her, it looked like all the essence energy was blowing her. So her braids were moving, but her afro was staying still. So this divine being, senior sister Wakake, was our teacher. So obviously she gave us, we started a training with her. She taught us how to breathe and how to circulate the spiritual energy and the essence within us. So she showed us, senior sister Kaka showed us the breathing technique, you know. So the breathing technique helped you move the spiritual ki around your body, and as it flowed around your body, it strengthened your meridians, you see. So eventually your meridians can become stronger, but obviously it's not an overnight thing. and we had a cultivation, so it's like it's a type of meditation. Like, meditation's good for you, like if you're on social media 24/7, well, if you're like being on the internet 24/7, just take like 5-10 minutes to. You don't have to meditate. It's just like before you lie down, just take a big breath, like. Or if you feel like you're gonna get a panic attack, you want to do something that you wouldn't do, like someone makes you angry and you want to, like smack him in the face, go around his house and, do something to him. You just take a big breath, like. That's the basis of it. Obviously I did more advanced stuff because I wanted to cultivate my sword style, but everyone has a different experience. Like my Ronin, he was cultivating the saber, so he was cultivating the saber style, that his style was more choppity chop. The saber can chop and slice, but the sword, he was more tranquil. He's like he's a fiery character. Like if you ever get into a bit of a mess, he'll be your right hand man. He had a fiery character. I know people got fiery characters. You say one bad thing to blow up. Rodents don't want that type of guy. So he was cultivating the saber because the saber suited his personality, and he was like a fire elementalist. That's right. His personality was like fire, and that's what people need to understand. Not everyone's the same. Not everyone can agree to your views. Everyone's different. Some people like fire. So he cultivated the fire saber. The saber is more for slicing. And me, I cultivated the sword. I was like water. My sword the sword can pierce. It's a double-edged, can cut both ways. It's a different type of thing. Even though we're cultivating different arts, we're going to get to the end thing, where our style is great. And apart from the breathing technique, obviously did the body cultivation, so that means we had to one thing is they had the great food, they had like they had the animals, like these were animals raised, spirit animals. I call them spirit animals, because they're not like these animals. Like I tell you, when you eat these animals, you can feel the elemental energy in the meat. When you eat the meat, you can feel the vitality flowing through you. When you eat this meat, you're able to do your technique, your breathing technique, to help you cultivate your meridians. So your meridians get stronger. And then as your breathing techniques, you guide your spiritual energy through your meridians. From your head all the way to your 5 organs. Heart, liver, stomach, all of them through your hands. I think there's more than 5 organs. There might be more than 72 organs. There might be, give or take, 1 or 2. Anyway, you can guide your spiritual ki through your hands, through your legs, all around your body, all the way to your head, strengthening your inner body. Yeah, so the meat gave you the energy, the food, the spirit beasts. You know, this food is, and then there were the spirit plants. You know, the plants. These plants had the vitality. You ate them, and it fed your energy, so you could do the hard work. Can't really explain it. Basically, this food's better than the food you get in the city. You know, because you know, city food is all battery farming. You know, they're fed disgusting things. You know, and like the farming is all like GM crop. You know, that's over the years been modified to have like certain traits, all that. But at the Mountain of Moons, there was none of that. It was all natural. It was beautiful. So that gave me enough energy to train my body. Now I was training the sword, so every day I'll do 400. So I do like I do 400. I do 10,000 sets of sword slashes. You know, the basic slash, downward slash with the stance. You know, the horseshoe stance. That was the first one. You need to get in the horseshoe stance and slash 10,000 times. Because, you know, if you do something 10,000 times, you become an expert at it. So I did the 10,000 times slash. You know, didn't even get tired because of all the spirit food. All the meditation, meridian strong. And a sword key after a month was getting sharp. I'm a Ronin, his fire saber. It was getting distinct. His saber was sharp also, and this was after a month. But little did I know this was just the beginning. The beginning of my journey, the Mount of the Moons. Anyway, now you know what I've been doing. I'll carry on the rest of the story next week. The Mount of the Moons. Guess we can move on to something else. Okay, yeah, we'll move on to the rest of the Mount of the Moons next week. I say now we're going to move on to onto another section. I'll answer some of the emails that you guys have sent me. Because I've been away for so long, I thought it would only be right I do that. We don't really have a name for this segment at the moment. Let's just call it the next segment. The first email I'm going to be reading it's from Mike. Anyway, let's read this. Hi, Manny. Hi, I'm Mike. I'm 26 years old. All I want to say is I love 1000Ronin, and I think you're great. I hope the podcast's going to be back. Well, we're back now, Mike. Anyway, he carries on. Manny, I know you like talking about the bigger things, you know, about starving children and like getting everyone together, but I've got a problem. Sure, Mike, I'll listen to any problems. And he carries on. I hope you can help me out with. 6 months ago, a new female colleague came to work in our company, and she's got a really fine ass, but she works next to me. Every day she comes in dressed in really nice clothes with her great ass showing, and what can I say? Like, her ass is probably the best ass I've seen in the world. And it's been 6 months, and now I just can't control myself anymore. I really want to smack this ass, and it's driving me insane. I don't know what to do. Like, all I can think about is smacking it, and it could be any day now. But I think I'm gonna end up smacking it. Can I have your advice whether or not I should smack it? And what should I do, because it's such a fine ass? And Mike's left a picture of the ass at the bottom. And let me tell you one thing, this is one fine ass. You know, it's one of those asses you look at and you go, boom, boom, It's It's one of those asses. Ooh, it's what can I say? It's one of those asses that looks like two pillows squished together, and I can see exactly where Mike's coming from. It's like one of those asses. Like, I can definitely understand how he wants to smack it. You can do the forehand smack like, pew. Ooh, and then you can do the backhand smack like, pew. Yeah, when you see your ass walking by and your hand starts to vibrate, it's one of those asses that can do that to a man's hand. And I can imagine if this ass is walking by you every morning, I can see any 99% of all men will be in the same position as Mike, because this is one of those smack me asses, When you go to sleep, you dream about smacking it. So, Mike, I definitely know where you're coming from, but I wouldn't just smack the ass, like, maybe if it was the 90s or 2000s, like, but not now. It's not a good idea, Mike, because the ass is connected to a person, you see. Now, if I was you, Mike, if you smack it, I'll go up to a certain lady, but you have to make sure, you have to tell her that you go up to her and you go, "Hey baby, this is nothing to do with work. All I want to ask is, are you willing to, all you have to ask is, hey baby." Well, her name's not Baby. Just go up to her and say, "Hey Grace, I know you've been working here for 6 months. Would you mind going out with a drink with me after work? Not work related." Now, you have to listen carefully. If she says no, now if she says yes, okay, Mike, what you do? If she says now, when you take her out for drinks after work, you go, "Okay, Grace, I really like your butt. Can I smack it?" Okay? If she says so, no, Mike, you can't smack that ass, because that ass is connected to a person. That's what you need to forget. I know it might not look like it, but it is. Okay, so once she said no, you can't smack it, because that'll get you in trouble. Okay, so but if she says yes, then that's fine. You can smack it. Or the other thing to do is, you can't tell your bosses about it, is have, every time you go for a break, just go to the toilet and jerk off. That's called a jerk off. Okay? And then when you come back, just imagine, it'll make a big difference. So use the jerk off technique in the cubicles, okay? And make sure you don't tell anyone about it. You just go to the cubicles and jerk off, and then wash your hands, and then go back to work. Okay, Mike, have a good day, and Allah, thanks for the letter, and I'm going to keep it up for people just like you. Aha, boom, boom. Okay, the next letter we got it from Martin. Martin is 33 years old. Hey Manny, I love the show. 1000Ronin's the best, and I want to say I really want you to be back. Yeah, I'm back, Martin. I know you like to look at bigger problems, but hopefully you can help me with this. I think this is a pretty big problem. I like to say the N word, as in nigger, and I want to know, am I right to say it? And the reason I'm asking this is obviously you can tell I'm white, and is it right that I can say the N word, or is it wrong? But I really like to say it. What should I do? Love, Martin. What's up, Martin, my main man? Well, you N-word doesn't for me, Martin. I don't mind if white guys around me say the N-word, because I just don't give a fuck, really. Because mostly what I think is most people, young people, they just don't care. Like, if they know white people say it, because it's just the media making things up. Like, a baby is not born racist, like, they're taught how to be racist. So it's the media that make words what it is. But the way I see it is, personally, I don't mind it, but there's some other people that can mind it, Martin, you know. For example, the way I see it is, let's say, the way I see it, Martin, is, for example, let's say your girlfriend likes to lick out your bum, you know. So she likes it when you sit on her face and wiggle on it, you know. She likes to lick it out, you know, right in the anal asshole, you know. She likes to lick it, right? That's something your girlfriend likes doing. But Martin, that doesn't mean that you can go out and sit on other girls' faces and they'll also like to lick you out. You understand? Your girlfriend licking licking out your bum and you sitting on top of her face. Maybe because, you know, like, there's a certain smell, like, to your asshole that triggers the chemicals in her brain that makes it release certain dopamines, you know. But for the chances of that to happen are very low. So to find another girl whose face she can sit on, and then she likes it and she likes licking you out, are very low. You understand? So you can't go around sitting on all girls' faces, because there's a high probability that they wouldn't like it. It's the same thing with the N-word, you know. Like, even though you like it and some people don't mind, and I don't mind if you say it, you can't go around saying it because other people won't like it. Only a small percentage of them would like it. But personally, I don't mind. You can say it whenever you want, Nick. Okay? Hopefully you understand. Just think of it like that. Okay? Thank you. Okay, I'm going to be reading this last letter. This one's from Steve. Hi, Manny. How you doing? Doing good, Steve. Yeah, I'm back. Steve says, yeah, 1000Ronin, love it. Hi, Manny. I think I love the podcast. Hopefully you can help me with this. I'm 27 years old, and I work in finance, but my office, about 6 months ago, they hired a new intern, and now she got a permanent job. But my problem is, she has the best boobs in the world, and I've been seeing them for the past 6 months, but all I want to do is just squeeze them, and it's wrecking my brains. I don't know where I should squeeze them or not. Can you please help me, Manny? And Steve's left a picture of the boobs at the bottom of the email. And let me tell you, Steve is not wrong. these are like some of the best boobs. They're like round and juicy. Ooh, great. You know those boobs like when the girl lies on the back, they look like big sunny fried eggs. That's how these boobs look like. They're those boobs that are boom boom You just dream about them. And I can definitely see where Steve's coming from. And I can see why he just wants to grab them and go bow, bow, bow. They're those type of boobs. Or maybe you want, when you squeeze them, they can go ha 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 ha. Yeah. Ha ha. Let's call them ha ha boobs, when you're walking down the street and your hand starts shaking and you see a nice pair of boobs and then you do the ha ha. Yeah. Now, Steve, this is what I'll do if I was in your situation, I'll go up to Amy and I say, hey, Amy, can we meet after work, maybe for a drink, maybe for an ice cream? When you take Amy for the ice cream, you go, hey, Amy, I think you got nice boobs. Am I allowed to squeeze them? And if Amy says yes, you can squeeze them. But if she says no, Steve, you can't squeeze them, because you need to remember one thing. Those boobs are connected to a person. And she might not like it if you squeeze them, okay? Now, if she doesn't want you to squeeze them, just be like, fine, I'll forget it. I know it's going to be hard to forget about it. So what I recommend you to do is, whenever you have a break, you go to the toilet, lock a cubicle, and use the jerk-off technique, okay? And you have to forget about squeezing those boobs, because they'll get you in trouble. But make sure you don't jerk off in front of anyone, because they'll also get you in trouble. We don't want that now, Steve. You have to lock the cubicle and make sure there's no CCTV running. Then just use the jerk-off technique. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been lovely to be back, and gonna be back next week. Now, all I want to do is leave you. Alright, it's been great. Keep good. Just want to leave you with a little bit of Gucci Gang. Let's go.
Gucci gang.
Gucci Gang.
That's it. Lil Pump. Yeah.
Gucci Gang.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Spread their racks on new chain. My bitch love do cocaine.
That's it from me this week.
I fuck a bitch, I forgot name.
1000Ronin,
baby. I can't buy the rain.
Tell your friend.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang,
keep
Gucci
it.
gang. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang,
Roll
Gucci gang,
it.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Spread their racks on new chain. My bitch love do cocaine. I fuck a bitch, I forgot name. Yeah. I can't buy no bitch, no wetter rain. Rather go and buy ball mates. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. My lean cost more than your rent.